What's going on, Guitar Grappler here. Today I am with a guitar that looks like it came straight out of the 80s. And in some ways it kind of did. This is the Kramer SM-H1. So it's the Stagemaster, basically I guess you could say a reissue. So these Kramer Stagemasters came out in the 80s. Awesome, beautiful, high-end guitars. I always wanted one. But getting one from the actual 80s is like, the price range is pretty high on those. They're very collectible. And anyone that's in my price range is pretty beat up. So I'm so happy that they've been making the Stagemaster remakes the past few years. Now, this SM-H1 is a limited edition one that they came out with that has the one humbucker. The other ones, I think they have two humbuckers and I think one that's HSH, if I'm not mistaken. So this, like, if I were to build my own custom guitar, it would look exactly like this. I mean, from paint job to inlays to headstock, everything about it would be like this. I don't really use my front pickup too often, so I like simplicity in a guitar. One of the things I like is that it has one pickup, it has one volume knob, and that's it. You know, sometimes I feel like I don't even want a volume knob. I want it to just be turned to 10 at all times. You know, but I guess it's good to have it whenever you want to turn down in between a gig or whatnot. So let's go over some of the specs. So this is called Shockwave Purple, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, whenever I saw this guitar and this color specifically, it was a guarantee I was buying it. I mean, I had no other choice. You know, I had to add it to my collection. So it's kind of got somewhat of an arc top to it. It's very faint, but it does. Nice cuts on the top and the bottom. So you get a lot of upper fret access. Like I said, one volume knob. This isn't the volume knob it came with. It comes with like a plain black one. But I like a volume knob where I can screw in with an Allen wrench to really keep it tight on there. It is a push-pull, which is pretty cool. I really don't use it. Like I said, I'm very simple when it comes to playing. So, but it's there. It's an option if you want it. We have a Floyd Rose 1000, which I really love the Floyd Rose 1000s. I had a Floyd Rose Special one time on a guitar. Those aren't too great, but the 1000s are super, super solid. In some ways, I prefer it over an original. In some ways. The tuning stability is excellent. I like the tension that it gives on the guitar. So I definitely recommend those. The one pickup is a Seymour Duncan JB, which is like your classic shred 80s metal pickup. It's very versatile too, but that's like what it's predominantly for, I would say. Just like really ripping. And then the fact that it doesn't have the front pickup, there's more wood there, because you know when you put a pickup in, you have to cut out all that wood. So a lot of people say that gives the guitar more sustain. This guitar does have a lot of sustain, so maybe there is some truth to that. It's a mahogany body, mahogany neck, ebony fretboard. It's 24 fret and it has a 25.5 inch scale, which is what I prefer personally. Because whenever I go down to like a 24 and 24.75, which is like the Les Paul neck, whenever I bend, I have to be a little more conscious. Cause I'm used to like putting a certain amount of pressure. And whenever I have a guitar that's not at that scale length, it kind of throws me off a little bit. So, anyways, the neck is, I think you call it like a slim something C. Now, I will say, it's not really a slim neck. It's a pretty solid, thick neck. But I actually like that. I know growing up, people are always like, man, like the Ibanez Wizards and stuff, people like that thin neck. I never really liked that. I don't like the way that feels. For me, I like something that like has some girth to it, you know? That's what she said. But, you know, it's a very thick neck and it's very comfortable in the hand. You know, it's not too flat. It's like, this is a perfect neck for me, I will say. We have the Inlays, which some people call them like a jalapeno. Some people call them a claw. Some people call it the headstock. I think it actually is a headstock is what the Inlays are. But I like calling them like an eagle claw because that's more badass. So that's what I'm going to go with, like an eagle talon. So we have bigger ones on the lower frets, then you have yours with the Kramer on the 12th fret, and then smaller ones at the top. They're very big, they're very unique. I've always liked this inlay, so I'm happy to have one. I probably said it already, but ebony fretboard, which is beautiful, feels great. I prefer ebony, you know, in my own personal experience. I just like the way it feels. I like the way it looks. We have our locking nut at the top. Then your standard Kramer Stagemaster headstock with the big, bold Kramer logo. I mean, it's just something about this logo. You know, there's not many things that I fall into marketing with, and with guitars I do. Like logos and inlays and stuff, like I'm a sucker for it. Like I'm all in the marketing of that. So I love this Kramer logo. Now we'll go over to the back. It's obviously a neck through guitar. It's my preference. I really like getting that upper fret access with the neck through. And then one thing I like is that they have this open. So if you want to adjust anything, you can just fit your screwdriver right in there and adjust the bridge. It's just much easier, so you don't have to take this off and deal with it for like minor adjustments. So it's a painted neck, which I like. I've grown to really like painted necks. Actually, all my guitars have painted necks now. I do like the feel of like a natural wood finish too, but I do like the way the painted neck looks, where it's all the way through. You know, it's like more complete. Then this is an Indonesian-made guitar. You know, part of the reason why I make these videos is I just want to get some information out there to people, and like, because not everybody's gonna be able to play a bunch of different guitars and get a bunch of different feels. I have to say that with Indonesian and Korean guitars, you are getting a very high quality guitar most of the time. Especially if you're in that, like with ESP, the 1000 series, with Jackson, the Pro series, and with Kramer, the Indonesian, the Kramers, you're getting a very high-end guitar. Some of the things that you'll find on these, as opposed to like a USA or a Japanese guitar, is like maybe like little paint spray or little details that are more aesthetic, I would have to say, which I'll go over in a minute. Whereas with like USA and Japanese, it'll be as close to perfect as you can get a lot of times of the guitar. But as far as playability, sound, components go, these guitars in this mid-upper range of price are like high-end guitars. So don't get caught in that trap like I need a guitar that's $3,000, because you really don't. This one is MSRP $1,000, and I got it used for about $750, and it's in perfect condition. And the amount of guitar I'm getting for $750 is like unbelievable. So on the back, we have the Allen wrenches, which I really like having that, because I always find that I'm like searching all over my house to try and find Allen wrenches to adjust my guitars. These are just like plain die-cast tuners. So the serial number on the back is etched in, and I'm gonna show a picture of this. This is like one of the small details that I'm mentioning, where like the paint on this is it's not all the way through. You can kind of see some white in the paint, as opposed to it being purple all up in here. And I think on a USA or Japanese guitar, you would have it like flawless. Another detail too is on the 12th fret. There's like some, I guess some like, it almost looks like sticker residue that's underneath. You can't feel it. It's really, you can barely see it unless you look really close. I'll put a picture of that too. But for me, it's kind of like, it's a somewhat of an eyesore, and I wish that it wasn't there. And that's another like small little issue that you may find on a guitar in Indonesia or Korea. But as far as playability goes, it's top of the line, amazing guitar. It sounds great, looks great. Some of the other colors it comes in is a gold and a silver. For me, the Shockwave purple is like, that's what I wanted. I mean, it really, really stands out. So yeah, I couldn't recommend this guitar more. It's awesome if you're into the 80s or just into metal and shredding. This has everything. From look, sound, to feel. This is a perfect shredder guitar. So I appreciate you watching, and keep on shredding.